Sarah, are you really planning to have this baby?
Of course, that's why I came back to my parents' house to prepare for the birth. Are you still against me having this baby?
Obviously, you're already a 40-year-old hag. Having a baby at your age is ridiculous.
That's a horrible way to put it. You're talking about birth risks, right?
The chance of having a disabled child when giving birth at 40 is about 15 times higher than at 20. It's 1 in 42. I already thought I didn't want kids, and now I'm supposed to be the parent of a disabled child? No way!
We don't know if the baby will have disabilities yet. There's a good chance it won't, and besides, this is your child.
Sure, there's a possibility, but if the baby is born disabled, I'll be stuck with it. It's better for both of us if we divorce first, don't you think?
I can't say I don't understand your feelings. I know you weren't enthusiastic about having children, and raising a child with disabilities would be challenging. But this is still our baby, Michael, our flesh and blood.
Exactly, but what about you? Can you really raise a child by yourself after divorcing me? You quit your job when we got married, so you're unemployed now, right? You have no income, no career prospects at your age. How is that fair to a child?
I've been thinking about that ever since I decided to have this baby and you brought up divorce. If we divorce, I plan to stay at my parents' house and look for a new job. There are social programs for single parents, and I'll use whatever resources are available.
Well, if that works for you, I've got nothing more to say. I don't understand why you'd want a kid that badly. Is being a mother really worth throwing away your marriage?
You're right. I think it's a difference in commitment. I don't blame you for that, so I'll accept the divorce. But I do want child support.
It's still my kid, so I'll pay child support. At least I'm being responsible about that much. All right then, let's proceed with the divorce. Make sure you handle all the paperwork properly.
I'll take care of everything. You don't need to worry about the details. Okay, goodbye.
What are the odds of running into my pregnant ex-wife at my new job? I mean, my ex-wife who was pregnant. You know what I mean.
This has to be some kind of cruel joke.
What's with that attitude? I'm trying to be friendly here, but you're acting so awkward. Come on, we're adults. We can handle working in the same building.
Of course I am. It's awkward enough that my ex-husband is at the same workplace. Especially since our divorce involved our child. As a mother, this isn't exactly a pleasant reunion. Why are you acting like it's no big deal?
Come on, we had an amicable divorce, didn't we? There's no reason for you to hate me. We both got what we wanted. I thought we ended things on good terms.
Huh? Are you serious?
We both agreed to the divorce, right? If it wasn't amicable, what was it? By the way, did you end up having that kid? I bet it was disabled, right? I mean, with those odds we talked about.
Her name is Emma, not that kid. And she doesn't have any disabilities. She's perfectly healthy.
Oh, really? She's healthy? That's good. I guess you got lucky with the odds. And Emma's not a bad name.
Thanks. Are we done here? I can't stand talking to you anymore.
Huh? Why so? I was just making conversation. We're gonna be seeing each other around here.
Emma is my precious daughter. How do you think I feel hearing you call her disabled or that kid?
Hey, it was just a joke. Don't get so angry. You were always too sensitive about everything.
It might be a joke to you, but to me, it's absolutely unforgivable. Someone who didn't have the commitment to be a father and abandoned his child wouldn't understand.
Wow, your words are really harsh. Sorry, I'll be more careful. Let's just forget about it. We're gonna be working together now, so it would be awkward if we're hostile, right? Can't we just pretend the past is the past?
I'll have necessary work conversations, but I'm not taking being a mother lightly enough to just forget about you insulting my daughter. If you understand that, don't talk to me unnecessarily at work. See you later. Sarah, long time no see. Do you remember me? Long time no see, Jessica. Of course I remember you. You were my junior at my previous job. Not just that, I'm also your ex-husband's ex-girlfriend. You couldn't forget that. True. So, what do you want? I'm busy, so if you have something to say, please get to the point. Oh, Michael told me. You and Michael are working at the same place now, right? What a crazy coincidence. I was so surprised. Of all the companies in this city, you both end up at the same one. What? Are you still in contact with Michael? Well, not just in contact. We got back together after you and Michael divorced. We got married last year. We're husband and wife now. I'm not his ex-girlfriend anymore. Isn't that amazing? True love always finds a way back. I see. Congratulations. So, how do you feel right now? Your ex-husband married his ex-girlfriend. The woman he was with before you. Doesn't that sting a little? I don't feel anything. I don't have time to worry about things like that. You're still young, so you wouldn't understand, but I'm not interested. I have more important things to focus on than who Michael chooses to be with. Wow, that's what someone who got dumped by my leftovers would say. You got dumped because an old hag like you got pregnant, right? If you knew Michael's personality, you'd know kids would just be in the way. So pathetic. I think you coming here just to lord it over me is more pathetic. You just got married, right? Instead of wasting time feeling superior, shouldn't you focus on your own life instead of worrying about other people's? Happy people don't usually need to put others down to feel good about themselves. Ugh, you're so annoying. That's why Michael dumped you. Don't you get it? Michael and I divorced because we disagreed as a couple. I have no regrets. Michael was less important to me than my daughter. You're just putting on a brave face. Well, good men eventually come back to good women. I'm prettier and younger than you, so this was the obvious outcome. Michael realized what he was missing and came running back to me. Then you should enjoy your married life instead of worrying about me, shouldn't you? Or is your life with him not happy enough that you need to put down some dumped old hag? Because if you were truly happy, you wouldn't be here. I'm perfectly happy, thank you. I just heard about some nostalgic old hag and thought I'd tease her a bit. I see. Thanks for your effort. I'm busy, so bye.
Seriously, that attitude is really hard to deal with. It's honestly making work difficult.
I'm having all the necessary work conversations, aren't I? Besides, we're in different departments, accounting and sales, so we hardly interact anyway. You shouldn't have any problems if I don't engage in your pointless small talk.
Are you still mad about before? I apologized properly. How long are you gonna hold a grudge over a simple comment?
You insulted my daughter and then unilaterally told me to forget about it. That was your apology? How many years have you been working? The world isn't lenient enough to forgive you for that.
Hey, I'm really sorry.
Anyway, If you have time to bother me, go be nice to Jessica. You got married, right? Instead of trying to appease your ex-wife, shouldn't you take care of your current wife?
Wait, how do you know about that?
Jessica contacted me. Is that enough? I'm tired.
Wait, I'm not contacting you for no reason. I wanted to ask you something.
Ask me something? If it's work-related, ask at the office.
It's not that. It's about kids.
Huh? Kids? You mean Emma?
Well, not Emma specifically, but, like, your thoughts on having kids? I was wondering what it's actually like. How is it?
You're incredibly insensitive. How could you think to ask me something like that?
Wait, I didn't mean anything weird by it. I'm just genuinely curious about what having kids is like. I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
You said you weren't interested in children, didn't you? That's why you divorced me. You made it very clear that you never wanted to be a father.
Well, a lot of people around me have kids now, and it seems nice.
Huh? Are you kidding me?
When you were pregnant, there was the possibility of having a disabled child, and I wasn't interested back then. But now I'm starting to get interested. I haven't told Jessica yet, but I want to have kids with her.
Stop making a mockery of this. Children aren't pets. You're interested now, so you want one. How can you say that when Emma exists? You already have a child. You abandoned her.
I'm sorry about that. So, what's it actually like having kids?
I can't believe how insensitive you are. Besides, it's impossible for you two to have children anyway.
Huh? Why? What do you mean it's impossible?
Not only because you easily abandoned Emma, but Jessica can't get pregnant.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, she didn't tell you? She had a hysterectomy after getting sick years ago.
What?
I'm really sorry. I didn't think you'd be this angry. Please come home already.
This isn't something an apology can fix. Why didn't you tell me when we got married? You never mentioned having a hysterectomy when we were dating either, did you? How could you hide something this important from me?
But it's a delicate issue for a woman, you know? Even though we were dating, it wasn't easy to bring up. And you weren't interested in kids anyway, so I thought I didn't need to mention it.
When I asked about your scar before, you dodged the question. If you told me then, I wouldn't be this angry.
It's hard to talk about. Saying I can't have children anymore is pretty tough. Do you know how devastating it was for me to lose that ability?
Then why does Sarah know? You hid it from me!
Sarah found out during a company trip when she saw my scar at the hot springs. Back then, we were just boss and subordinate, so I didn't think it was something to hide.
What the hell? I was thinking I wanted to have children with you! All this time I've been imagining our future family together!
I'm sorry, but you're being pretty contradictory, too. You divorced Sarah because of the child issue, right? That's why I thought I could marry you. And now you're complaining about kids. I'm the one who's confused. You can't blame me for thinking you never wanted children.
I didn't think I'd want children at this point either, but people change, Jessica. I'm not the same person I was before.
Then what about Emma? Why don't you get custody of her?
Huh? Is that okay with you? But she's not your biological child.
I don't like it, but fighting over this or getting divorced would be just stupid. And even though we're not related by blood, she's still your child, right? I thought I'd given up on having kids because I can't get pregnant, but I'm not completely uninterested in children.
I see. I don't want to divorce you either, and if you're okay with it, I'll try talking to Sarah about it. You really won't talk to me properly at work. Every time I try to approach you, you find an excuse to leave.
So what? You should be grateful I'm even responding to your messages. After what you put me through, I could just ignore you completely.
Right. So, I have a favor to ask you today.
A favor?
Could you give me custody of Emma?
Huh? Say that again when you're awake. Stop joking around.
I'm not joking. Jessica can't have children, right? We talked about it, and we realized we already have a child. Jessica said she'd tolerate it if it's Emma, since she's related to me by blood.
Hey, I told you to stop joking around. Emma is my child. No matter what your circumstances are, I'd never hand her over to people like you. How dare you even suggest something so ridiculous?
But she's my child too, isn't she? You're still living with your parents, which must be tough. Jessica works part-time, and having two incomes would be better for Emma, wouldn't it? We could provide her with a more stable home environment. Think about what's best for Emma, not just your own feelings.
Even if that's true financially, it's impossible from a human standpoint. Neither you nor Jessica have the commitment to be parents. I won't give Emma to people like that. Money isn't everything when it comes to raising a child.
Commitment as parents. You don't need to say such pretentious things. How about this? I'll pay you if you give me custody of Emma. What do you think?
You really are hopeless. Trying to buy a child with money is beyond awful. I told you before, children aren't their parents' pets. Wanting custody because you suddenly feel like it, offering to pay money. You and Jessica are both taking children and parents too lightly. Don't you dare!
But realistically, you can't ignore money, can you? You need money to raise a child. You're 42 years old now, aren't you? With your short remaining lifespan, is Emma's future really secure?
I understand that without you worrying about it. My parents own their house and land. I hate to say it, but there's plenty of inheritance. I'm also using all the social programs available for single parents without hesitation. I'll find a way to cover Emma's expenses no matter what.
Wow, you only see your parents in terms of inheritance? That's awful! You're the one who's unfit to be a parent.
I know it's disrespectful to my parents as their daughter, but I've decided to raise Emma even if it means using my parents' inheritance. I don't care what anyone says about that. If it means Emma can live without worrying about her future, I don't care what people think of me. Do you have that kind of commitment? Would you sacrifice your pride, your reputation, everything for Emma?
Well...
You don't have that level of commitment. You who ran away when you found out Emma was going to be born. I can proudly say I'll do anything for Emma. I decided when I gave birth to her that I'd protect Emma, even if it meant being a bad daughter to my parents. So don't ever say you want custody again if you don't have that level of commitment.
Look, I've reflected on the custody thing. You're right. Jessica and I don't have the same level of commitment you do. So at least couldn't you let me see Emma's face?
After all those insensitive things you did, you have the nerve to ask that? Do you think I'd let Emma meet someone like you?
Please! I am Emma's father, you know! I know I threw that away myself, but never seeing her face even once is too much, isn't it? I've been paying child support. That has to count for something, right?
You're the one who showed no interest until now. Having you meet her now just because you've become interested is just bothersome.
Fine. Then I'll sue you for damages. Is that what you want? I didn't want it to come to this, but you're forcing my hand.
Sue for damages? You're threatening me now?
You're unjustly refusing me visitation with my child. Of course I can. I'm telling you, I could claim thousands in damages. Even though you're living with your parents, money must be tight, right? You could do a lot for Emma with the thousands you'd have to pay in damages. Think about what that money could buy for her education, her future.
You'd really go that far? You'd actually take money away from your own daughter just to get your way?
I would! Visitation with my child is my legal right. Interfering with that means you're legally in the wrong. Emma would be sad to know her mother was doing something like that. Don't make me the bad guy here when I'm just asking to see my own child.
Fine, I'll allow visitation with Emma. Is that good enough?
You should have listened from the beginning. I'll send you the date and time for the visit later.
The phrase, never let your guard down, was made for people like you. I'm glad I was cautious and had my parents help me. I knew something like this would happen.
Sorry, I didn't plan it from the beginning. It just happened.
Just happened? You had Jessica waiting in the car and tried to take Emma with you. Without planning it, you had Jessica wait in the car for hours during the visit?
Wow, that was, coincidence? These things happen.
No, they don't! You tried to run away with Emma while I was in the bathroom. If my parents hadn't been on guard, it would have been dangerous. As soon as you were caught, you and Jessica ran away together, and now you're making excuses like that?
All right, I'm sorry, but what else could I do since you won't give me custody? I don't want to resort to that, but it's your fault for being so stubborn. If you'd just been reasonable about custody, none of this would have happened.
So you admit it. Then I'm reporting you to the police for attempted kidnapping.
Huh? Police? It's not that serious. And reporting me without evidence won't do anything, so stop it!
I told you, didn't I? I had my parents help me because I was being cautious about you. I had my parents record video as evidence. There's clear footage of you and Jessica trying to get Emma into your car.
You're lying! What's gonna happen to me? Will I be arrested? I'm Emma's parent. That can't be possible.
Even as a parent, you don't have custody, so it's a real crime. And you even scared Emma. Emma is only 2 years old. Don't think you can get away with giving her a traumatic experience that could last her whole life.
Please, give me a break! I never meant to scare Emma. I didn't think it would become a police matter.
Regardless of what you think, a crime is a crime. We victims don't need to consider the perpetrator's circumstances. You made your choice when you decided to try to steal my child.
We were married once! Doesn't your conscience hurt knowing your ex-husband might be arrested? If Emma finds out her real father is a criminal, what will that do to her when she grows up?
Taking all of that into account, I'm much more scared of Emma being in a situation where she could meet you. As a mother, I have no intention of forgiving someone who could endanger Emma.
Please, I'm begging you! If you do that, my life will be over!
Emma's life is more important to me than yours. I have never once put my own life above Emma's life. If you're really her father, then give up your life for your daughter's sake. Sarah! I'll be okay, right? Only Michael will be arrested, right? Please tell me I won't get in trouble for this. Are you stupid? You're obviously a criminal too for helping him. Did you think you could just walk away from this? That can't be. Please, I'm not even interested in what happens to Emma. I only helped because Michael said he wanted to bring her home. So, your circumstances don't matter to us. You worked with Michael to try to take Emma. Nothing more, nothing less. Give up and accept your punishment. Don't say that. I'm a victim too, in a way. I originally thought I didn't need children. I didn't want to think of someone else's child as my daughter, but Michael forced me. So that has nothing to do with us. Besides, if you had no interest in Emma, what were you planning to do after taking her? I don't know. Ever since my hysterectomy, I haven't thought about children at all. As a woman, I sympathize with your situation, but that doesn't mean I'll forgive you. You scared my daughter and tried to take her. You'll face the consequences. Why did it come to this? I just wanted to be normally happy. You can't have children, so you steal someone else's child. You chose an abnormal method, so normal happiness was never possible. Will Michael and I have to live as criminals from now on? I'm still in my 20s. Michael's still young too, in his 30s. Why should an old hag like you ruin the future of young people like us? That's not fair. We have our whole lives ahead of us. I don't want to protect my own future. I want to protect Emma's future. If ruining your futures is what it takes to protect Emma, then so be it. That's the commitment I have as a mother. Don't think you can get away unscathed after targeting someone else's daughter without any commitment. I had just married Michael and everything was just beginning. I shouldn't have married Michael. You were the one asserting your dominance over me. Sorry that he is an old hag's leftovers, but please take care of him until the end. Using the crime footage my parents recorded as evidence, Michael and Jessica were arrested. Because it was their first offense and only attempted, their sentences weren't long, but they were both arrested together. Even if they're released back into society, the label of having a criminal record will be a major handicap. Whether they can live with that handicap is up to them, but they'll probably never think of bothering Emma again. Whatever kind of life those two lead from now on, as long as Emma isn't harmed, it's no longer my concern. As for me, I'm still living at my parents' house with their help, raising Emma. Even though it was attempted kidnapping, it was definitely a scary experience for 2-year-old Emma, and for a while after the incident, she was afraid to meet other people. But with time, Emma has calmed down and somehow returned to normal life. Even though there were circumstances that made refusing visitation difficult, it was my decision to let Emma meet Michael. I keep that in my heart. And until the day Emma grows up and no longer needs my strength, I want to continue protecting Emma as her mother.